Hello, my name is Wendy Sebastian. I am the owner of Refresh Your Soul, and here we talk about everything gut health. I'm a colon hydrotherapist and a nutritionist. So this video is going to be talking about how to heal your gut and specifically about food sensitivities and allergies. So what I like to start with is definitely starting with terms. So what is a food allergy and what is a food sensitivity? Well, a food allergy is what you typically go to a Western medicine doctor for, an allopathic doctor. They can do a series of tests to test a food allergy. So peanut allergy, a dairy allergy. We now have gluten allergies, which shows up as celiac disease. So it's an anaphylactic response typically. So people will have an epinephrine pen, and that will help them decrease or can actually even end up in death with certain allergies. So it can be very serious. So interesting in immunology, we now know that even sensitivities can show up and bond to the same antibodies or the same receptors and be as serious. And if you get into the literature, even 10 years ago, you could find very little literature on food sensitivities. But today, there's a whole bunch of literature today that shows up that food sensitivities can affect the gut permeability, can have very severe responses to people and their bloating and distension and digestive health. So if you're struggling with bloating or digestive issues, GERD, all of the above, food sensitivities may be an issue today. So, there's different ways to approach this. I think the first way is listen to yourself. If you eat something and within the first couple of hours, you notice that you're definitely having some bloating, distension, or discomfort in your digestive process, scan back to what you ate. And if there's something in there that you're like, I have this same response every time I eat this particular food. However, it's really hard when you have several different variables to identify one particular culprit. So I like to go, gluten, dairy. These are the most common things that we see that people are having food sensitivities to. Now with the new technology, we're able to see that there are a very successful test to evaluate these things. Again, reaching out to an integrative doctor, integrative nutritionist, integrative dietitian, a naturopath, you're able to evaluate these things. Efficacy around these, even as of a couple of years ago, isn't where it is today with the technology. So again, if you want to have these things tested and evaluated, again, find a test that has good efficacy around it. And again, you can test IgE, IgG, and each one has a specific thing that you're testing for, C3D. And why are we testing these things as far as like food allergies and food sensitivities? So all these funny little numbers, basically what we're saying is your body is having a response and is not accepting the food that you're trying to digest, or is having a reaction to the food. Why does that matter? Because your body is having an inflammation response. And as you all know, if you're having an inflammation response to food, then you're not digesting and assimilating the food. That over a period of time can cause other digestive issues. Long periods of inflammation can lead to autoimmunes and all kinds of other issues going on within the body. So coming back and just making this really simple. So if your body is getting bloated and distended and having a reaction or rejecting the food that you're trying to eat, or even if it sounds really nutritious, there may be something that you can do to help yourself. Eliminate that food, work with somebody that can assist you in this process. Really, I find the most simplest way working with my clients is doing a food journal, and try to keep it very simple in your daily diet. Repeat it. And so when you have a reaction, write down either the emotional things that happened before it, and then write down what you ate. And then hopefully you can see what foods are triggering up. Now there is biochemical compounds in each one of these foods. People found the FODMAP, solicitates, lectins, all these things can contribute and may be very beneficial. However, just remember, the more we limit our food, the more we limit our microbiome. In that being said, even Monash University, who developed the FODMAP, which is basically limiting our carbohydrates, this was supposed to be a temporary solution to decrease the inflammation and then reintegrate our food. And oftentimes I see my clients come in and they'll be like, I'm doing the FODMAP or I eat a low FODMAP diet. This is not supposed to be a permanent thing, because if we live on a low FODMAP diet, that means we're living on a low fiber diet. And when we live on a low fiber diet, then we're not feeding those bacteria. Those bacteria are very important because when the fiber comes in, the bacteria eats that and produce these little fats called short chain fatty acids. That produces that nice, beautiful mucosa lining, and that also helps produce signals that, hey, everything's okay. We don't have to be heightened out in the inflammation response. It also helps communicate to other organs that everything is okay. Just understand that this is a very complex system. But basically, we need fiber, one, to help us go poop, to produce bulk, but it also helps produce those short chain fatty acids. Fiber is essential when having to have good digestion. So these diets that really limit this, and it may be necessary for a short period of time to help heal the gut lining or when you have gut permeability issues. But as soon as one is capable of doing so, we want to slowly integrate. I like to use the word microdose, integrate the food back into the diet. So back to when we have gut sensitivities, I would really highly recommend to work with somebody that is a professional in this area. Typically, I see that this hasn't been just a little while that a person has been having GI issues or a stress response to their food. Identifying what the food is, and knowing that sometimes a person does have a food sensitivity, and that has also caused by some gut permeability issues, and there is a relationship there. So getting in and working on repairing the gut lining, repairing that relationship with that food if possible, and then really working on that microbial diversity and that abundance, and getting the gut in an overall healthier place so you can thrive with your gut health. My name is Wendy Sebastian. I specialize in gut health. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at Refresh Your Soul, info@refreshyoursoul.net, or any of my social media channels. We look forward to seeing you soon, and I hope you have a blessed day.